This happened to me when I was 5 years old during Christmas of 2005. I'm now 20 years old now, and I'll never forget what happened. I've always loved snowmen. Always. In a way, I still do. When I was a kid, I always watched Frosty the Snowman all the time. And I always thought that if I had a talking snowman, it would be magical, awesome. We'd go on adventures, but that was not the case in this story. Well, here's what happened. It was Christmas 2005, and I wanted to go out back and play. Of course, it was school break, so I had plenty of time to play outside. It was fun. I decided to make a snowman, and I tried, how silly it is, I tried bringing the snowman to life with a hat. I didn't have a top hat, so I used a baseball cap, and it didn't work. So I was kind of sad, but I was rather smart for my age, so I kind of knew it wouldn't work. But I couldn't stop thinking about how fun it would be. One day, I One day, I was flipping through some old books in my attic. Keep in mind, this is right before Christmas Eve. And I found this book with a star on it, a pentagram. Of course, the pentagram was upside down. So I did a spell from there, thinking it was harmless. My snowman came to life. I put the spell on the baseball cap and tried it again, and it worked. I named him Jimmy. Jimmy was nice at first, but then trouble started happening. Jimmy was nice, but slowly I noticed he was gone. Sometimes he would just leave. I would always leave the baseball cap on, so in the morning I could play. And after eating my breakfast, I went out and he was gone. I figured maybe he melted, but the weirdest thing is it was still freezing cold enough for all the other snow to stay non-melted. I went to the bathroom and went back out back, and he returned. I asked him where he went, and he said, on a magical adventure. I was such an idiot to believe that. Later on the news, my mom was watching. A kid wearing a purple baseball cap was seen running away with a snowman. People thought he was in a costume, but no. I didn't want to believe it was him, so I didn't ask him. I went to give my snowman a hug, and I realized there was a purple baseball cap under his snow belly. I took it out. It was the exact same one. Then, Jimmy smacked me across the yard. I ended up hitting my head on a rock and passed out. Woke up the next day, or in the next hour. But it felt like 24 hours had passed, but as my mom said, I was only knocked out for about an hour. I tried showing my mom my snowman was alive, but he was pretending he wasn't. Of course. I tried showing my mom the book, but I couldn't find it. It was like it disappeared. She talked it up to some brain injury, and I went to the hospital. Came back, they said I was healthy, so I went to bed and watched TV. I went out back to see my snowman again. He was gone yet again. Where does he keep going? He came back a few seconds later after I turned around. His teeth, though, they weren't snow. They were human, but they looked like they were shaved to points, daggers, if you will. The worst part of it, they were covered in blood. Warm, thick blood trickled down his snow chin and down his snow belly. I was very scared at this point. So, I ran inside to show my mom. She was horrified when she realized I was telling the truth. The snowman leached, leached after us. He ran so fast. So weird that he didn't have any legs. How the hell did he run so easily fast? This cute little smiley face I gave him out of rocks completely turned into a jagged teeth smile. And then it got worse. My mom passed out, I passed out, and we woke up inside. I have no idea what happened. We looked outside. My snowman was gone again. An hour later he came back, this time with human eyes. And one human hand, arm, whatever. He still had one stick hand. Only it was still there. We still had time to stop him. So I woke my mom up. She couldn't remember. Although I clearly could, she must have blocked it out somehow. But I knew that we were screwed. Tried to show my mom again. An hour and a half later, what do you know? He's gone again. Where does this guy keep going? He came back with yet another human arm. But behind them were two mere snowmen. I didn't make any more. Their eyes glue red, while the first one, my snowman, glue green. So, I didn't know what to do. He had two human hands now. He's killing people, I just know it. When he disappeared, I followed him. I followed him to a playground where tons of kids would take pictures with him. And then I saw him whip out kid's liver and stuff it in his belly. It was awful. It was the most terrifying thing I have ever witnessed. I almost threw up, so I ran all the way back home. Of course, this was... cameras on cell phones weren't that good, so the video I did have was kind of blurry and not that good. But, yes. You might be asking how a 5-year-old went to the park by himself. Well, of course, my house was only across the street from the park, which made it fairly easy for my mom to watch me across the street. And I loved being across the street from the park. It was awesome, but in this case it was not so awesome. Even though the video was blurry, my mom saw it and believed me again, after regaining her memory. Well, my dad works a lot even during the holidays, so he wasn't around much, but he was a fireman, so there was a lot to do. Anyway, my mom knows the combination to my dad's gun safe. She didn't let me hold or touch it, but she took out a double barrel, a couple shotgun shells, and went out back. As she went out, they looked like regular snowmen, but when she held up the gun, their smiley faces opened up to a giant, wide mouth full of dagger teeth that are now frozen, by the way. There were 5 of them in the backyard. 5. She fired a shot, destroying one of their heads. It fell over. She shot 2 more, and even the rest, all in the torso. They appeared to be dead, only we thought they were dead. The snow moved, regenerating itself and placing every part, every piece of snow back in place. So she fired out more. I was the one who gave her more shells because it was desperate. So she kept shooting, but they kept coming back. So she resorted to a different matter of thinking. She threw fucking fire bombs. You know, the ones out of alcohol that you drink. She threw it. They melted. That was that. Or so we thought. 2 hours later, we heard knocking at the door. We ran out. all the snowmen has combined it into one, like 48-foot snowman with multiple human arms, multiple jagged teeth, like 50 eyes. It's awful. The worst part is that they somehow evolved into drooling. You touch the drool, you instantly freeze, so they would try to spit it out at you. Our front door was covered in ice, so we ran out back. As he chased after us, we turned around again and threw more firebombs at them, which barely hurt them. Barely. We didn't know what to do. So, we did do something wrong. You know, something that was wrong, but we did it to save us. My grandpa used to be in the military before he passed away. He gave us a flamethrower, an actual military grade flamethrower. Put it on, release the gas, pull the trigger after running out back again, aiming at the monster, and it started melting easier now. This is really. It was kind of risky for her to do this because it was an old flamethrower, which means it could be faulty, but it was worth it. So far, it didn't blow up. She shot the leg of the monster, pushing it off balance and knocking it over. She burned every part of that, melting and burning the flesh off. Everything melted. She didn't stop until every piece of snow in the backyard was melted into water. At this point, it stopped snowing, so it was just leftover snow on the ground. Still freezing cold. I'm now 20 years old. I have my own place, a lovely girlfriend, and even a baby on the way. But the scariest part is, I never found that book again. And I swore if I found it, I was gonna destroy it. I don't want my son going through the same hell I did. Knowing that that book is still out there means that someone could do the same mistake I did, but won't be able to stop it. So if you see a creepy book, a satanic book, and you want your snowman to come to life, don't do it. Never do it. Please, don't. I want to thank you guys for watching this new scary campfire story. I know it's close to Christmas, so I decided to do a Christmas theme. So remember to like and subscribe to my channel, follow me and everything, and links in the description for my last video. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Bye.